All right, so here we are with another Saturday Night Live Zoom family get together, and we have a very special guest, Kelly. Is that how you pronounce your name?
Kelly? Yep.
So, how are you doing today, Kelly?
I'm doing good. I started dry fast last night, just the weekly, and I'm a bit puffy, bit puffy around the eyes. I think so. I did some castor oil packs this morning, a castor oil pack this morning, and some burnt stick. And yeah, I've got to love these kidneys, obviously.
Yeah, it does happen that, after a long fast, there's a lot of work those kidneys have been doing. And
Yeah,
going back to food puts more pressure on them actually instead of relieving them.
I see. I
So
see
it's
that.
one step at a time. But what's that lovely accent? Where are you from?
Australia.
From down under.
Yeah, very far down under, very far south,
So
right down the bottom.
the further south is actually the cooler part, right? The northern
Yeah,
is, yeah, okay. You
hot
gotta,
summers, cold winters. Yeah,
yeah, you got to think upside down.
yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah, so
you were
south.
born there, grew up there.
Um, Born here, yep, and grew up here with some traveling to other places, but yeah, been here all my life.
So maybe you want to share a little bit about your upbringing, lifestyle, diet, and what got you into. I don't know much about your background. Like there's so many people, it's tough for me to remember everybody. But what got you into, thinking about your health, and when that started happening, and how you found the MFS family, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, yeah, okay. So I grew up probably pretty standard. Um, Lots of home cooked meals, but I remember after school snacks were like ice cream with Milo. Do you have Milo? It's
I,
like a
I,
chocolate sprinkle drink. It's like an energy drink.
mm,
So that on cups of ice cream.
wonderful.
Um, yeah, Vegemite biscuits, very just odd sort of things. My brother used to make icing in a cup, or do you say frosting? Yeah, and eat that. So yeah, very not much fruit. Vegetables were cooked to oblivion.
Yeah.
Meat and three veg. That's probably what we grew up on. But from very young, from a baby, my mum used to say I used to drink 2 litres of cow's milk a day and not eat anything because she was told that she didn't have enough milk and what have you to feed me. So she put me straight onto cow's milk and yeah, so even back then she used to say I'd wake up, oh, you were so cute, you had all these puffy eyes and, probably
Yeah,
that
I was
could be issue.
straight on the bottle. My mother didn't breastfeed us because they told her that it wasn't possible because of inverted nipples and stuff. So we didn't get any breast.
It's terrible, really bad. Yep. So then, yeah, just grew up with the standard sort of diet. Probably about I had my appendix removed, so I had a few issues of like constipation, not severe, but a bit of constipation, which would create a lot of pain from gas and stuff like that getting built up. We'd have to go to the doctors, get suppositories, and then so ended up having my appendix out. But the thing about that was that I actually lost a lot of weight and felt so much better. And from there, I decided I'll watch what I eat. So I still ate the same crappy stuff, but I just ate less.
What year was that approximately?
1988 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, about 88. So I'm 45 this year. Unbelievable. Flies. And yeah, so from then on I noticed, what I ate had a big impact on my body. So then I started to get fit and things like that, and ended up just going along like that probably until I had my first child, about 27. And then for her, I really became conscious about personal care products first. So shampoos, all this sort of toxic stuff. So we changed all of that, and then we started looking at diet, and I became vegetarian. And then I sort of started some detox in a box, like all herbs for each different organ, and they did pretty well. It sort of worked. It made me feel more energetic and things like that. And then later on, probably in the last 5 years, I've done some short juice fasts. The longest one I did was about 21 days. And that was through quite a popular one that's got a Facebook support and what have you, and runs retreats in Bali, very expensive. So I never did that. And then, so from there, and a lot of raw food in between as well, like different raw food recipes so I've been pretty health conscious, but getting sicker at the same time. So I'd feel great on a juice fast for the 7 days, 10 days, whatever I did. A couple of liver cleanses as well. Is it Maritz, I think? Andreas Maritz.
The lemon and oil flushes?
Yeah, and that was terrible. And then followed by coffee enemas. And I only did one, and I couldn't sleep for 2 nights. I had heart palpitations. It was terrible. I thought maybe I'll die this time. Oh, it was awful.
Yeah, well,
so,
been there, done that.
Yeah, and you're really on your own. I tried to find a lot of answers, and it just seemed to be the people posting on the Facebook page had more questions than were getting answered. So it started to actually get a little scary. I thought I either go and do a retreat, but then I have to come back and somehow incorporate it into my lifestyle, which is pretty crazy life in this household. So, the reason I think I found Master Fast, well, I was watching Dr. Morse, but the thing that resonated with me, first of all, is the amount of water that we're all supposed to drink.
Oh.
Yeah, and I thought, I actually grew up with a lot of great-grandparents still alive. When I was about my kid's age 12, I had probably 10 grandparents that were still alive, and none of them drank water. None of them. And not even a glass. Actually, my pa used to say, that stuff will kill you.
I love it. I love it because I've seen the time when, growing up, the time when the bottled water started coming in.
Yeah.
Before then, nobody was carrying water with them.
Hey. Nobody. That just wasn't a concern. And I've always thought about the Australian Aboriginals too. In a really arid climate that we have, they've thrived here for how many thousands of years, probably over 100. And they would never have been able to carry water. So they would mark water holes, but they just couldn't have travelled with like 3 litres a day per person of water. It would be insane. So when you were talking about dry fasting then, that was the biggest thing that resonated with me. And then I thought, and then a lot of the other stuff, I just looked into it, and it was, I don't know, when I see the truth, something that's true, it just, you feel it in your body. So I didn't have to intellectually understand everything that you were saying. I felt that it was true. So then I kept, I was hanging around for quite a while on the Facebook page. I think I introduced myself, and then probably it could have even been 9 months, the way time flies. And just knew that I would do it. I just knew that I would do it, but when I would do it was the question. So I think I decided to do it pretty much straight away, and then took probably 9 months to order the tinctures. And then once the tinctures come, because I'd paid a bit of money for them, I thought, I'm doing it. I'm definitely doing this.
Commitment.
So, yeah, I committed. And so then I think I jumped in the following day. Yeah. As soon as I got the tinctures, I jumped in the following day. And the energy came back about 3 days in, and I knew that, I was going to keep going as long as it took to heal my eye.
Oh yeah, you had the eye thing for a while, right?
Yes. That was, I had a big healing reaction on the fast.
It gets scary for people.
I was scared for a little bit. It was just so intense, the pain, which I did. I took a photo of my eye at the time, and I could only open it a crack, and it was like the light sensitivity was crazy. And the tears were like acid.
Wow.
It was, and that went on for 3 weeks. So I was basically bedridden for 3 weeks. I lost a lot of weight during that time, or waste.
Yeah,
a lot of waste, obviously.
What did I tell you? Faith and trust?
Yeah, you did. Actually, I think at that time, your directness and your, you don't second guess, or maybe, blah, blah, blah. That really helped me at that time to grab onto something that was certain, rather than the guessing game that I've been playing for a long time. Should I change? Should I do this? So there was no question.
Yeah, when these strong healing reactions, especially something like an eye come through, we're trying to grasp at anything we can to solve that issue now.
Yeah.
The body says, I'll do it on my time, not when you're going to do it. It's a different mentality that, this treatment-based thinking out there. Keep doing it. Stay on the road. Stay committed. Keep using the tools to assist the body, and just watch the magic happen. The only thing, we need to lie back and have the trust and faith, and it'll happen every time. There's no doubt. There is no doubt. Yeah. The doubt comes from the monkey mind and from, everybody else playing this. Did we lose you? Are we still there? What's going on here?
Screen sharing, Gino. Dave is screen sharing.
Oh,
Somebody stop their screen sharing here. How do we do this here?
Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Yeah, we can continue anyways.
This is not cool.
It's a mistake. Dave.
Dave. Remove. Yes. Goodbye. Okay. You'll have to re-sign in. Go ahead. Sorry, continue.
yeah, so you were saying that to stay on the, you stay committed to what you're doing to get through when we just want an instant fix. I wanted an instant fix.
It's very difficult, very challenging, especially for people who have not done any type of fast or long fast, or which is, you know, the only true detox. You can eat all the fruit you want or whatever foods, green juices. It's not detoxing. It's just eating. So, you know, once you get some experience behind you and you've gone through some of these things, you understand that it's only the body that feeds, only the body that hydrates, only the body that can find balance and heal itself. There's nothing from the outside that will do that. And this is the biggest challenge to get people to gain that understanding. Once you start gaining the understanding, you know without a doubt it's going to take care of itself if you just stop doing the food thing and just use like today we're so fortunate that we have all these tools and support systems and everything. You know, I did it all in the blind and with no support.
I don't know how you did that.
I just, you know, I just refused to go down through the system because it sounded ridiculous to cut and give me drugs. I just said, there's no freaking way. No freaking way.
No.
So yeah, you know, it's as we you know live it and love it, the lifestyle. Each fast that we do, we gain a little more confidence, a little more confidence, a little more confidence. And now it's the beauty. We have everybody sharing, inspiring each other, and listening to all these stories and watching all the magic happen. What's not possible? There is nothing that's not possible. There's absolutely nothing. When we start seeing people's bones straightening out that were born crooked and stuff, everything's possible.
Yeah, I remember that example, especially from Michelle, and I think about that often.
And
I think if we can straighten out her spine, then
and already
I can heal this eyeball.
Yeah, you know, these are the little things that you look at and you go, my goodness, there's nothing that the body can't fix. Nothing. It doesn't matter what they call it. Just, you know, commit. You know, 9 years, I say 9 years. If you've committed 9 years, you're not going to be going back.
No.
Unless you just don't like to feel healthy and vibrant and with no pain and suffering. You know, there are some people who do go back. You know, we've seen scenarios, people in raw food for many years, and, you know, that because they're not including any type of fasting or anything, they plateau and they just can't come over their certain challenges, and they go back because they think that they're missing something. Meanwhile, it's all about subtraction. Carry on. So you had that thing for about 3 weeks. That's quite a bit of time, yeah.
Yeah, and it's still happening a little bit, but nowhere near to the same. That was big.
Yeah, it's probably not resolved yet.
Yeah, no, it's not 100%. And even the other eye, which I didn't think was a problem, has started to purge a bit. Sorry, Rana.
Can you tell us a little bit about your eye? I don't remember. I'm sure many people would like to know.
Yeah, sure. My skin, it was first of all my skin, which was rosacea for about 8 years probably.
Oh, okay.
It just suddenly came up. And then 5 years ago, I got a eye infection, which they said was keratitis, and it didn't resolve with steroid drops and whatever they had for me, and possibly an antibiotic drop. I can't quite remember. Anyway, so they were concerned, why isn't it healing and whatever. So we started down the track of specialists, and they eventually said that it was blepharitis, which is, which they say is like a dysfunction in the eyelash follicles. So, but it sounds so simple, but it actually creates dry eye and corneal ulcers, which is what is excruciating. So then you get scarring on the cornea, which affects the vision. Eventually, I gather I would have had very little vision left in the eye.
How long ago was this that you started having problems?
5 years ago.
5?
Yeah.
And how long were you on their medication?
Yeah, so, I think I ended up doing 3 weeks initially on the steroid drops, and then I said to them, it's not doing anything, and so then I had to spend another 6 weeks tapering off them, because you can't just stop. It's crazy. But with the specialist, they wanted me to do 3 months of antibiotics.
Whoa.
And that was just to treat that flare up. That wouldn't have cured anything. And he said that each time it flared up, if it was a bad enough flare up, you'd do 3 months of antibiotics again. And I just said, no. I will never do that. So then I just started juice fasting and, sort of upped the ante on some of the things that I was doing to try and heal it, but nothing ever helped.
Yeah.
And it was always like there's sand under my eyelid. So it's like sandpaper all day long. And just waking up and having to spend, half an hour trying to open the eye. But they were the labels that they gave me, the blepharitis, if anyone can relate to.
Thank goodness you didn't go for all that time on the antibiotic. That just wipes everything in your body. And
I know. I've never really had antibiotics before, and I thought I'm not going to, do that.
Yeah.
That wasn't an option. But my husband was saying, you should try it because nothing else has worked, and maybe. I said, no, 100% never.
Yeah, thank goodness, because even the steroid, the short time you did those steroids, it just suppresses it deeper, and it's got to all come out now. All that suppression.
Actually, when I had the bad healing reaction, I think I wrote it on the board. I could taste the steroid drops.
Wow, there you go. It happens all the time.
It was coming out. It was unbelievable. I said to my husband, I can taste the steroid, because when you put those drops in, you can taste them at the back of your throat. Yeah. It goes straight through. So it's affecting, obviously, everything as well.
It's a challenge for some of us to comprehend, but anytime we put in these man-made isolates, whatever they are, synthetic drugs, whatever, vitamins, minerals, the body can't recognize them because they're not part of nature, and it stores them deep into the tissues. That's what's actually happening. It's hard for people to comprehend this, and the only way the body releases them is through fasting. It's the only way. And, people have, made comments of, 20, I tasted a breakfast I've had from like 20 or 30 years ago, or drugs I've had from 20 or 30 years ago when they started doing their fasting. It's just
Yeah,
amazing. It's just
it
amazing.
is. I had an experience in the first week where I was going around the house. I could smell this smell. Kept saying to the kids and my husband, "What is that smell? The house there's a smell." And they're saying, "No, there's no smell." Anyway, about 2 days later, one of my enemas, I'm like, "That's the smell." Oh my God, it was me. Oh, it was terrible. But I saw that I had a problem when I was a young teenager, or maybe about 13, where I had a smell I could never get rid of this smell for weeks. My nan used to give me Vicks stick to stick up my nose to try and smell something different. So I realized that was in me at that time too. So I just probably never released it. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, very amazing.
It is. It's just never underestimate the power of what the body can do. It's not the body; it's actually the soul. The body is the physical part we can see.
Yeah.
As long as we embrace and allow it to happen, support as best we can, because today's toxic man is probably the most toxic being on this planet that's ever been.
Oh, for sure. I think
It's
so
this
too.
point in time, and
Yes.
it's not something that can easily be done through certain things that people are doing out there. You need to have a little bit of prudence when you're doing these cleanses.
Yeah. Yeah, everything has turned on its head actually since I've started Masterclass. I was thinking a few mornings ago, I had a cold shower that warmed me up. I was thinking to myself, so cold showers warm me up. No food gives me energy, and no water hydrates me. It's weird. My life has changed. Turned on its head.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I was ready for the change.
What what other challenges did you have coming on? Was the rosacea and the eye, and what else? Anything else that?
Yeah, oh, I had so many things, like a snowball, actually. So I had really sore knees and a terribly sore hip. My hips were very out. In fact, once I lost all the weight on Master Fast, I could actually see how bad my hips were tilted like this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it was the sacrum, apparently, has been out for a long time. So that was catching, and I was really having trouble walking. Even just walking around was painful. I had very little energy. I was going to bed at 8 at night and waking up at 5 to 8 in the morning, even though I know my children have to leave, my older two leave for school at 8 o'clock. I was giving myself 5 minutes to get them out the door. I just could not get out of bed. And I read through because I'm getting ready to write the testimonial for Masterfast. So I wrote a list when I first started of all the things I wanted to heal. And I was blown away by that list. I could not believe what was on it. I had forgotten a lot of things. So I had been waking up. I was waking up feeling sick in the stomach. I was waking up dreading another day. it seems unbelievable now, like actually a different person when I think about it. What else was there? Oh, my thyroid. I had some blood tests probably about earlier last year, and it showed that something was wrong with the thyroid. I can't remember whether she said over or under. I just thought, she said more blood tests in 3 months, and I just thought, no, I'm not coming back, and I'm going to do Master Fast. So I didn't follow anything up, but it was also painful, like it would ache. I didn't know whether that was muscular because my hip was out. I was thinking maybe it's sort of pulling or something. So I'd think, oh, you know, maybe it's not the thyroid. It's not that serious. But in my mind, I was thinking, I feel like something is seriously wrong with me. I just had a nagging feeling. I thought, I don't want to go to the doctor to deal with it. I'm just going to do this Master Fast and get on this journey and let everything balance out. So I don't know what it really was, but it was aching there. So I don't get any of that now. I had probably around 30 days, I had extremely sore throat, and that was all aching for about a week. And
During
then
the
that
fast.
went, yeah, during the fast. So I think that was probably most of it, most of what was happening.
How are the hips now?
Really good. So so I lost a lot of weight on the fast. I went down to 35 kilos.
Wow, okay.
A lot of waist, and I could see, like I said, I could see my hips. I went, oh, wow. And I thought I can keep, just keep on track and let them level out. But I thought I will go to the chiropractor and see what she can do for me. And she's a beautiful girl. And I have seen her before. And she's very understanding. And she was so interested in the fast. She was really interested. So that was good. So they're straightening out really well. And actually, she usually brings you back like every 3 days. But she said, oh, because you're fasting, maybe we'll stretch you out a little longer and see if you can come back in a week. And then it still hadn't gone out in a week. And then she said 2 weeks. And she said, well, the fast must be working. Even though I'm off now, but still I do the dries. I do daily dries and weekly and protocol days as well.
Yeah, but you're off, but you're in the second phase, as we
talked.
Which is minimum twice as long. So yeah, that's interesting because they're working on people all the time, and they're going in every 3 days because it keeps going out.
Yeah.
Because you can't fix it structurally. You have to do it from within. What we're doing, we're going through these chiropractors when we're doing this, because sometimes the muscles and things, they go into spasms because it's squeezing out obstructions that the body has to dump, and it can shift the spine and so on and so forth to go out of places. So by going to the chiropractor just to assist, put it back, it gives us some relief. So, and gives us a reminder of where the body's supposed to be. These are just beautiful tools that we can all use. And it's just, just shows you every 3 days people are it's going back out. But you're on a fast, she's putting it and it's remaining in place because the body's starting to correct itself. The back exercises, I made a video. I've had back issues for years and years and years. And when you do the back exercises, they will help, keep everything aligned and stuff. When I was doing the high-fat raw vegan, I've shared my story before about my ribs popping out, my SI joints popping out. I was going back every month because it was very painful. And I told him, I go, my goal is to never come and see you again. he's laughing because he said, "Oh, let's book you for another one." I go, "No, no, no, I'll let you know." And it kept going. Once I went off the high fat stuff, it was less and less and less. The last time I went was just after I broke my 108 days. It was in 2015. My whole left side went numb, and I couldn't get it back in myself, so I just went to get it assisted one time, one visit, and haven't been back. So
Yeah, that's brilliant.
fix it from the inside and let the body do the work. It just magically happens.
Yeah, yeah, I can feel that it's moving. Certain things are trying to move, and yeah, a bit like a sponge getting squeezed or something.
Yeah.
Inside on that side, between the ribs and the hips, was all really tight.
Yeah.
And I'd massage that actually when I'd do the enemas and be doing abdominal. I'd sort of try and massage in there. And I've, but now that she's helped with the sacrum a little, it's just released. And I was worried about maybe having a big healing reaction after it, because that's what started off my eye healing reaction was Bowen therapy. Have you heard of that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I did Bowen therapy, and that was that released a lot of stuff into the blood, is it? I don't know. But
yeah, all these therapies are great to move energy, but at the end of the day, they don't heal you.
No, I see that now.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice when I thought they had all the answers. Now I've got to do it myself.
Exactly. We use them to assist. We still need all these people, all these beautiful different modalities that people are using in the natural world. They're great. Acupuncture, chiropractor, Bowen, whatever, massage. There's many, many, many. These are all tools that we can use to assist us. And that's all we can do with them. We can't rely on them. We can just use them to assist. Did they massage your gums in Bowen therapy?
No, no, actually.
Just went
Chiropractor has massaged the gums too, because I have a bit of jaw
okay.
function too.
I've talked about people massaging their gums is great to get energy going in the mouth. A lot of us have problems in the head area, jaw, teeth area. Thyroid, because you were having problems with thyroid. That's another thing. Thyroid for connective tissues and stuff. Also, the liver plays a part in the strength of the tendons and stuff that holds things together. So as we're cleaning, getting rid of those obstructions, things start.
So just massaging with fingers.
Yeah, if somebody else does it, it's easier, nicer.
Yeah.
You grab and you just put very firm, and you do all your gums. If you do that daily, you'll feel your mouth changing.
Wow, I will do that.
Energy.
Yeah. I actually receding gums has all resolved on the fast.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So they said that was from brushing my teeth too hard, but I still brush my teeth and it went away on the fast.
Obstructions. It's always the simplicity of and the magic of healing. It's subtraction. Get rid of those obstructions. It's so easy. It's so simple. Very few can see that and understand it, how simple it really is. The challenging part is the time it takes. It takes what it takes. It takes 3, 4, 5, 6 years. Who cares? What else are you going to do? You're going to keep eating? Continue your pain and suffering, because I've never seen food resolve anything. It helps to a point, and it can't resolve all their issues with food.
Yeah. Yeah, I see where you plateau. You definitely plateau.
Yeah. The less is more lifestyle is the direction that we're teaching, because everybody can reduce if they want. They're, basically their eating habits, no matter what they're eating, everybody can reduce. Will people stop, eating certain things and this and that? Good luck. But reducing, we can make some sense into people, and they can see very quickly when they start reducing whatever they're eating, they're going to feel better, because you keep filling yourself up. That's why you feel horrible.
Yeah.
You just reduce your food consumption, everything starts getting better. Even all the science, the experiments they've done on rats and mice, they reduce their food by like 2/3 and they live way longer.
Yeah.
It's all in front of our eyes, the simple answers. But a lot of us like to do things the hard way, and whatever. But yeah, so what other challenges you have? Your hips, your rosacea, your thyroid, your eye, your sleeping long hours. How's that resolved itself?
Yeah, I get up at 5 a.m. now.
Wow.
And I go to bed about 10:30 at night. So
awesome.
Yeah, I know that's one thing that my main intention was the eye when I started. I didn't have the intention of 108 days. I just thought, as long as it takes, if I can't see that the eye is 100% within the 108, I'm just going to keep going. So, and the other one was that I wanted to sleep less. And because I was sleeping 12 hours, but when I'd pick my girl up from school at 3, I was asleep. I was half asleep. It was terrible. So I wasn't even awake during the day.
Wow.
Bad. And I was very swollen. Sorry, Rana?
Yeah, I have a question about the dry fasting schedule. I was waving my hand, by the way, Gino, but I didn't see. Yeah. So can you tell us, because you lost quite a bit of weight, right? What did you start with?
I started at about 51.
Okay. So you're pretty, you're small already.
So
what's your height?
I'm not very high. I think 162.
Okay.
163 maybe.
Oh, yeah, about my height.
Yeah, so I generally weigh around 50, but I was probably 51 or 52, and I really think a lot of that was fluid. I was really bloated at the time when I started, because even though I seemed light, 50 kilos, I don't know what you normally weigh, but most people say, oh, that's so light, but I can't carry much weight. Actually 51 kilos is I'm quite bloated at that point.
Yeah, it's inflammation.
Yeah, it was definitely inflammation. When I look at a photo, my face was like a tomato. So now I'm still very skinny. My husband, my 16-year-old doesn't like to hug me at the moment. It's a bit sad.
What was your dry fasting schedule? I'd like to know.
Yeah, so I would do 12 hours a day, minimum, maybe 14 hours, depending on how busy I was in the morning, whether I could get my tea made in time. And then 24 hours a week. And I did try to do the 3-day monthly, but I got to 56 was the longest.
So you were keeping it minimum, which is 12 hours and 24 hours, right? That was like the routine, daily and weekly, and then monthly you just did your best. And you still lost a lot of weight. Interesting. Your body wanted to lose it.
Yeah, when I had that healing crisis, just worms and weight just dropped off, in a matter of days probably. And And now I'm still, yeah, not putting it on very fast.
Are you still 35?
I think I'm probably a little over that, but I feel like it's probably fluid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Michelle took about almost a year to start putting weight on again.
Yeah.
She had a very traumatic upbringing.
Yes, I've seen her Zoom. It was amazing what she's overcome.
Yeah. So embrace, don't worry, don't let other monkey minds get in the way. Just stay focused because you know where you're going.
I feel like I feel good, but everyone around me says, you're so skinny.
Exactly. Exactly.
The only thing is when I sit, yeah, I could use some extra cushioning, that's for sure.
It'll come. It'll come when it's ready.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it's happened quite a few people after they break their fast, they continue to lose weight. If they stay on clean, you know, fruits mainly and mucusless, continue to lose because the body's still saying, wait up, I'm not done yet.
Yeah, I
And
think my body is definitely not done yet.
Yeah, no, it's like, you know, 108 days, it opens the doors and it's our
Yeah.
choice to continue to walk through or to close them back up. And some choose to close them, you know, and that's where they're at. It's okay. But we want to keep going as we, you know, Willem, he's not on today, but he made a perfect example of, he was a trainer for driving. And when he was training, what they taught him, which is common sense, when you're on a slippery road where there's wet or, you know, snow, if it skids, you look in the direction you want to go.
Yeah.
Because if you look out into the ditch, you're going to be ending up in the ditch. So if a car's skidding, you know, you're steering in that direction and you're looking straight ahead onto the road. And so what we're doing with the fast is we have our goals written down clearly, and that's what we're focusing on. That's where we're going. It doesn't matter what else anybody else is saying because it's all bull crap. We're going to go wherever we focus on. It's no ifs, ands, or buts. Your wish is your command every time. Either way. Either way. You see the people that are always lamenting and complaining, that's where they go, into more pain, misery, and suffering. When you see the people focusing on, you know, where they're going, you know, they mention, oh, I'm overcoming this, overcoming that. You know it's all there. It's just a reminder where you came from and you're focusing where you're going. There's two different scenarios of the outcome. So as long as we focus on where we're going, everything is you know, just beautiful. You can overcome everything. You know, it's a big challenge when you lose a lot of weight. You know, having to listen to others, and like you said, sitting down and stuff. I went through that kind of stuff. You're feeling bones and stuff. But don't worry, it's all part of the program. It's the body rebuilding itself. It knows what it's doing.
Kellie, are you exercising?
Yeah, I didn't exercise much. That was something I didn't do enough of during the fast. Just I had a lot of, I felt like it took a lot of time to spend on the protocol, plus it was really busy time. I did what I could, and I'm always very active. I never sit down during the day or anything. I'm always moving, but I really wanted to do exercise. I knew that was something I had to do. So the last 2 weeks I've been getting up at 5 and I've started Pilates again and some yoga and been doing some push-ups with my chicken wing arms, which I can do about 16, I think. That's about it. But yeah, I think I need to exercise, do some weights or something.
It's about practice, the muscles. So you don't need to worry how small your arms are. Just keep doing it. And you will be surprised how far you can go actually while you're fasting even. Yeah. It's really beautiful. Yeah.
What if yeah.
Go ahead.
I wanted to put because my husband kept saying, you've got to break the fast because you've got to eat to put on weight. You know, but then I thought, well, actually, I'm going to put on waste, aren't I? If I put on weight from the food, it's going to be waste. So I thought the only way is to continue the fasting lifestyle, and then my body will balance out and I'll put on the weight. So that's
continue exercising.
Continue exercising, yeah.
Yeah, exercise movement is crucial during the fast. Everybody else says the opposite. They just don't understand energy. But the perfect example we have was one of our MFS superstars is Marin, who's still on Master Fast. It's almost 2 years. And he's, in the last few months, he put on 4 kilos of muscle.
Wow. Is he exercising?
Yoga and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
4 kilos of muscle. He was complaining for the longest time how skinny he was. And then I go, don't worry, when your body's ready, it'll put on weight. And he's not eating. He's not going back to eating. He's right now, he's on the full Master Fast liquid hybrid, meaning he's a full Master Fast except he adds a green juice.
Yeah, I showed his photos to my husband.
So, you know, where is he getting his weight put in, you know, being able to put on his weight? How's he doing if he's not eating?
I know.
You know, people make up all kinds of stuff. It's just the belief system and the programming is so out of whack from reality of facts of, you know, how creation works and all that. Nobody believes the truth. You know, the body is the only thing that can feed, hydrate, and heal itself. You know, get into balance. Nothing external. And you remove those obstructions, and the magic starts happening. Very simple. Very simple.
Patience.
Yeah, the challenge is, are you willing to commit and do whatever it takes, no matter how long? That's the question that people can't answer, or they just don't want to, you know, answer. You know, people start complaining after 3 weeks they lose too much weight. Oh, I have to stop because I lost too much weight. What do you mean? The body's not done. So whatever, you know, it's your life. Live it how you want. But the fact of the matter is, as we said earlier, 108 days opens the doors. Have you planned your next?
Yes. I think I'll do one in winter, actually, when it's not so busy. Yeah.
You know, sometimes I raise my hand. So maybe, are you looking at the screen?
Yeah, but I can't look at everything.
You can't see? Well, you can put everybody. I was going to say, most people who lose a lot of weight on the Master Fast, I have noticed, and I have experienced it myself many times. The fast weight loss happens when you go for longer dry fast. So that's why I say do minimal dry fasting, especially when, you know, you're starting with minimal weight, with low weight. Because you started with low weight, so you went lower, right? Much lower, and then like you were very small at the end because you started small. But most people don't start small, and it's okay for them. But when they lose a lot of weight, it's usually because they're pushing their drives above the minimum, which we say is best for newbies, especially. Especially that it's gonna be a lifestyle, right? So why do you have to rush it? It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Next year, increase your drives. You know, the year after, increase more. I mean, you know. The other thing I wanted to say is yes. So the idea of losing weight and then building when you start eating, to me, honestly, it does not make sense.
No, I
it does not make sense. If you build, it's going to be on waste. Okay, on obstructions, less obstructions if you're eating clean, but it's still obstructive.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And mum the other day said, "Oh, your face looks so better," but I know actually my face is puffy. So it's not really better, even though she sees it a bit more comforting. That
you feel it though, right? You feel the inflammation. I mean,
yeah.
You cannot lie to yourself, right?
Yeah,
I mean, me too, I have gained weight many times after a long fast, and I wasn't feeling good. And everybody would be like, "Oh, you look so good," and now I'm fasting again. "Oh, you look so skinny," and I'm like, I don't care anymore. I don't care about how I look. That's it. Get used to it. I don't care about how I look anymore, And I said the reason I was full before is because I'm inflamed. You're like, "Oh, really?" I don't think so. I'm like, I mean, guys, like seriously, I feel my body. I don't need somebody to tell me how. Like I see this all the time. I work with people, and they see me up and down, and then the comments start as well. But I mean, we also we judge ourselves as well, right? And that's why we get upset when somebody talks to us. If we don't believe it, we're not gonna be upset.
Yeah, I've got to stop taking it on board. But yeah, it's I notice as well. I went to a funeral and saw my aunt, and then she called my mum and said, "I'm so worried about Kellie. She's so thin." But I was looking at my auntie thinking she looks so unhealthy, and my uncle's stomach is out here. He's waking up every night taking, my Lanta or something for the reflux. And I thought, and you're concerned about me? You should be concerned about yourself.
I feel fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I keep saying. I've got heaps of energy. I'm fine. But they just want me to put on weight. Just that's when they're going to feel better.
Yeah.
But anyway.
It's interesting.
Mm.
So your kidneys opened up, started filtering, releasing lots of stuff, as you said.
Yeah. Yep. I'll be interested after this dry fast, actually, and I'll take urine again and check. But because I'm a bit puffy, I want to see if they're filtering properly. But they were, I've had a lot of filtration, yeah. And that was interesting too when I first found Masterfast to find out about that your wee is not supposed to be clear. Even, my sister even says, I tell the kids all the time, make sure your wee looks like water. I said, no, it's wrong. So thank goodness, I know.
Yeah, water drinking days, how much stress I put on those kidneys. Well, this is just insanity. Being in the bathroom all the time, it was ludicrous.
I couldn't do it. I could never drink a lot of water. And even I tried twice, tried water fasting, and I couldn't get past 2 days. I just could not drink the water. And even one of the 21-day fast that I did juice, the protocol for that was all 3 liters of juice and 2 liters of water. I could not get that water down, no.
Insane.
So I did the juice, but that's a lot of liquid. Anyway.
Yeah, well, you're petite, about 5'3" and under 100 pounds. So.
Yeah, they don't, and they don't do it on a scale. It's just off the board, 2 liters of water and 3 liters of juice. So yeah, I've never been able to do the water. I've never drank a lot of water, actually, but always I'd have in my mind, you've got to drink more water. Anyway.
Did you completely leave water out now?
Yeah. No water.
Like your your ancestors, your great grandparents and stuff.
Yeah, that's right. So they lived to ripe old ages too, 95, and they lived long.
Yeah, and they never
drank any water. No. I don't think the water was fit to drink, actually. They used to drink out of the rivers around here, and probably that might have been why they never drank water. I don't know. It was brown.
Interesting. Yeah, myself, I've done very little water fasting. I think the most I did was 5 or 6 days. It just never resonated with me.
No, me neither.
I didn't like the way it felt. So I would do all various types of juice fasting in the past.
Yeah, and the grape juice, I loved the grape juice because I could just buy it and not spend 2 hours in the morning doing all my juice. But I did struggle with the taste. Oh my goodness. When around those times of when you say that everything's getting stirred up, it's so true. I just did not want to drink that juice.
Yep.
I just had to try everything to get it down. I'd freeze it into little icy poles and make slushies, and my kids would be so excited. We're having slushies. So that's the only way I can get juice. And but now I love the juice. So it's not the juice.
Exactly.
I wasn't convinced when I first heard you saying it.
Yeah.
I know.
So many people went through those stages and they're blaming the juice. Nothing's changed.
No.
Except the cesspool's being stirred up. You know, I don't know how much more in your face the answer can be.
I think it's just experience. Experience trumps all. Once you experience that the juice starts tasting better, it's not, you just think, wow, 100% it was all the crap getting stirred up.
Yeah. And it could happen in phases too, not only once for some people, because then you start going to the layers of the deeper stuff.
Yeah.
It's just, that stuff's locked in there so deep. Once the juice starts going through and, that the energy start moving, that the stuff coming out, man. It's just this good, perfect scenario is if you've ever, when you were young, drank some kind of alcohol until you got drunk out of your mind and you threw up, and you would never want to see that alcohol again. It's the same thing, except the alcohol is making you sick. The juice is actually, making you healthy. It's cleaning you out. But it's the same type of feeling of that, resentment toward the smell or, whatever, the taste of that drink. It's just once we have the understanding, we're going to force ourselves to drink this because we know at the other side it's going to help.
Yeah. I'd never heard of the grape juice before for detox.
What do you mean?
I've never heard of using grape juice for, coming from raw food, raw juices, I was just down that track. I never thought I would buy a bottle of juice off the shelf.
Oh, bottled, you mean?
And that it would help. Bottled grape juice.
Yeah.
But just also the grape juice itself, but it's been written it's in history, right? It's written in books, right? About the grape juice, do you know?
She's talking about bottled.
But also the grape juice she's talking.
Grape juice in general, I just never heard of. I knew eating grapes was supposed to be good, but I'd never heard of the grape juice, so that was really good to learn as well for me.
Yeah,
there's the grape diet or the grape cure. What's it called?
The grape cure. Yeah, it's mentioned, right? It's mentioned. It's more like more than 100 years ago. It's been mentioned, right?
In Arnold Harris' book?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's been mentioned, but it's not very, like, it wasn't, something that many people would do.
Yeah, I'm having problems going. I go to the store to buy grape juice now, and it's all out, man. It's hard to find it some days. It's this we started sharing the master fast. I should have kept it to myself because I'm having a hard time finding it some days. Serious. I went yesterday again. They had absolutely none.
Like sold out?
Yeah.
Sold out.
Yeah.
Well, our local supermarket stopped running that line that I was buying, which was a Bickford's organic one. Yeah, so grape juice is actually, well, there's the Wicked Berry, that's the brand, Berry Grape Juice, which Michelle said she used. So I thought if it's good enough for Michelle, it's good enough for me. If I can't get the ones that I prefer, I get that one.
Yeah, too many people fuss on, oh, it's not organic, it's not this, it's not that. We're working with energy, we're not working with the matter, so it really doesn't matter. Even the concentrates work if they're done correct and they work. Even the concentrates. It's the energy we're working with. I found this one here. It was a grape, cranberry Concord grape blend. That's all I could find. So
we don't have much of the Concord grape. Apparently,
any grape is fine. The dark grapes, the Concord is a little more powerful than some of the other strains. But even some of the old winemaking grapes, some of the Merlots and some of the older strains, they're all good. They're all good. The North America here we can find Concord easily. In other parts of the world, there's similar things, just different names of grapes.
Yeah. I tried a couple. I ordered some Lakeview, I think it was, for a period of time, which was the Concord.
Mm-hmm.
And another one from a winery in Adelaide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We can use cherry.
So I've tried a lot of different ones. I had cherry.
Watermelon.
That's nice.
Yeah. The berries, any of the dark berries. What else do we have? Cranberry. It's a little hard to drink cranberry on its own. Pomegranate. There's many choices. The grape is just so pleasant, so nice. I never get sick of grape.
No. Yeah. Now that I've stopped stirring up as much stuff, I enjoy the grape too.
It's just
awesome. And
I
did try, when it was really bad, I did the watermelon, boiling the watermelon, and that was just so nice. Just to get through that.
It's like candy.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh my God, I could actually do fast. I can keep going.
For children, I don't think I know any children who don't like grape juice. That's very rare.
I know. Actually, my little boy was doing the hybrid. They did 3 days just gone. Awesome. And he said, oh, Mum, I feel like that this grape juice is something I shouldn't be drinking. It tastes too good. Because they're not allowed to have sweet drink.
Yeah, it's interesting, but it's just awesome. We can enjoy ourselves and be on a fast. We can eat our pudding. We have our bubbly. We can have our herbal wine if we want.
Yeah, I haven't tried that yet. I've never been a big wine drinker, but I will try that. I'll try and find some organic.
Yeah, I had one of my friends' friend that she didn't despise wine until she tried the herbal wine.
All right. So it can taste better. Okay. That's promising.
It's, if you love the herbs, it's just awesome flavor. It comes, all the ones I've made, no matter what herbs I put, They all came very nice.
Yeah, and the herbal tea was really nice. And I would put some ginger and star anise and some cloves. Try and make it like a chai.
Yeah, of course.
And that was good. But actually, one thing I did forget to tell you was I had a corneal ulcer a long time ago. And so he said, lucky it wasn't over your pupil because the scarring never heals. You can never heal the scarring, and it makes you, interferes with your vision, especially if it's over the pupil.
Of course,
so,
as long as we're eating.
Yeah. So then I could always see it was a dark circle. That actually healed up on the fast. But the one that I got during that healing reaction I can tell it's healing. So I was really excited about that because it's, terrible to think that your cornea will be scarred for life and getting worse and worse as time goes on.
You were doing the eye washes and stuff?
I did, through that healing thing, the big healing, I did the eye washes. After the healing stopped, I didn't want to continue the eye washes. I think I just had the association with that extreme pain doing them. And I didn't want to set anything else off, but I might try doing them again.
Yeah, you can continue. Do you have an ozone generator?
No.
No. Because ozonated water is nice too.
Do you buy that, or is that something you make, the ozone?
Yeah, it's little units you can buy.
Okay.
We have them on our say Amazon, but there's no Amazon in Australia. So I don't know.
Not yet. Coming apparently.
Oh, okay. Well,
we're very behind down here at times.
Yeah, you can probably find some that are made locally. I don't know. Small units. There's a lot of junk on the market from China and stuff, but there's some good stuff from China as well. So the ozone generator, you need to know where you're buying. But continue with the eye washes. Just
I will do that.
Things. Keep doing lymphatic massages, castor oil packs on your thyroid. Continue with this stuff.
Yeah. I've been doing more now. After the fast, I've been incorporating a lot because it's quieter now. I've got more time. So I've been doing more exercise, using still the tools, and looking after my kidneys, because I think that's big for me.
Oh yeah, for everybody. Very, very important. The king and queen.
Yeah.
Kellie, how was breaking your fast, and how's your eating now? And how do you see yourself eating and living? What kind of lifestyle? So.
I loved breaking the fast. That was amazing. But I shouldn't have broken the fast, actually, because at the time I had sores on my tongue on each side. They weren't big and open, but they were like little red pimples. I was going through something.
Oh yeah.
But on a day 109, I was determined I was breaking with the watermelon. So I did have the watermelon, and then I just ended up with sores, all just inflamed, and like the tissues inside my mouth. So it just, of course, made it worse. But I thought, no, I've broken the fast. I'm determined to eat now. So after the watermelon, so I was good. I was good on mono fruit. But then I just so badly wanted to eat greens and vegetables. So after 3 days, which was too early, I started to eat some salad, which made me sort of get some fluid around my knees mainly, just actually on one side. Not too bad, but I realised that you know, I've done too much too soon. So, and while I'm on the fruit, I'm really in control. But once I start eating salad, oh my gosh, I can't stop. So I've been keeping my eating window as small as I can, actually. Sticking with the dry fasting schedule that I had through the fast. And before I do the dry fast, I actually do a day of the protocol. And then the day after the dry fast, I do a day of the protocol. So I'm probably only eating 4 days a week. And by the time the 4th day comes, I just cannot wait to just have a day on the fast, on the protocol day. And I really love that day. And then I really love the dry fasting too. But by the end of the dry fast, I still want to eat. So I am at the moment. I'm just going to continue that way.
It's clear, you know, when you're having these issues happening during a time of the end of the fast that you're thinking about breaking, it really is best to keep it going.
I should have kept going.
It's clear the body's not ready to start eating, as you've noticed. But you know, you're doing well. You're going back and forth. You haven't gone to 7 days a week eatings, you know, because you do that. That's ludicrous. Anybody goes back 7 days a week, it's just insanity.
No, I'm not doing that to myself. I said I'm not.
But Gino, you know, the body is never really ready to eat. You know, it's a plan. She had a plan. It's great, story. You know, good for now.
That's another story, but
another story.
You know, there's people who've killed themselves trying to go breatharianism because they're just not ready, and it's just out of people out of stupidity, and you know, they're just not thinking of certain things, trying to rush things. You know, this is a lifestyle. You take your time, and we continue, and as the years go by, we go with less and less and less. It's not something that we can snap our fingers and magically everything disappears. It's not going to happen. The emotions that drives everybody bananas because this is where it all starts, in the emotions. And that's what we have to work with. The physical part is the easy part. It's the emotions everybody's a challenge with. Just keep reading people's posts. It's nothing to do with the physical. The physical is easy.
And the best time to do the emotional work is when you're fasting.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. That stillness when you're fasting is just so much easier to deal with than the crazy, couple of the days when I've been eating, I've been so out of whack. Oh, my goodness. But I feel like I can find balance there, maybe. I feel like the later in the day I eat, the more I can handle it.
Yeah.
If I start eating in the morning, it doesn't end well that day.
Yeah. Find something that you can stick with and works for you, and you can continue because eating later in the day for a lot of people really helps, because at the end of the day is where most people start getting the cravings. The mornings most people can handle, not, you know, extending before they have a bite.
After in the morning when I wake up, I don't feel like food. Yeah. And I can keep extending that, and we're pretty busy, so we sort of just go about our business and I don't worry about. But yeah, once I eat, then I just, especially the greens, there's no off switch. So I have a time though. I brush my teeth and that's it, finished for the day.
Bowels are moving well.
I've got those crazy cravings or not.
Bowels are moving well on their own. How many weeks has it been since you broke?
I think maybe 4 weeks.
Okay.
And my bowels are amazing. I'm so happy. Yeah, especially the volume of food that I've eaten a couple of the times on the eating days. I've thought, wow, it really just good. So I was really happy about that, because when I first broke, because I did use enemas still for a few weeks after the fast, not every day, but if I needed to, I would just use the enema. And then but then I just started more and more regular unassisted ones, and yeah, super bowels. I was thinking yesterday.
How long did it take for your digestion to kick in?
I think about 3 days or so.
Oh, okay, cool.
Or yeah, maybe yeah, probably 3 days.
Some people take a few weeks before it kicks in. You know, it's everybody's bit different. For myself,
yeah, I felt like it was moving well after 3 days, if with enemas though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for myself, after you've done it for several years, you notice within a few hours at most, after, it doesn't matter how long the fast is, your bowels will move.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Hmm.
That's a goal right there.
You know, all the fallacies of enemas weaken you and all that stuff. It's all garbage. It's just...
No, because I did post about this, but I went to the colonics because it's very far away. It's like 2.5 hours.
Wow.
Away, the nearest closed system. I didn't want to worry about the open system. And she was amazed at the bouts. So that was day 104 or something like that.
Nice.
Oh, no, had I broken? No, I hadn't broken. So it was at the end. And she was saying thank you for the mucoid plaque. She hadn't seen it in years or something.
This is how I met Gino. I met Gino through the mucoid plaque as well.
So you haven't seen mucoid plaque for a long time either? Or?
I've never seen it before.
Wow.
Until Gino's friend actually was doing 40 days before the Facebook group. And I saw it came out of him, and then he brought his mom. She did 30-something days, and then I was like, when I saw it came out, I was like, what are you doing? Tell me, I want to know more. And he told me, oh, this is my friend Gino. He always told me about Gino, and I said, okay, give me Gino's number now. I want to know more, and that's how we met.
I want what he's having.
It's amazing. The mucoid plaque, yeah, we don't see it. You do colonics, you don't see it.
Yeah. I mean, not that I'd seen it, I'd read about it, but I thought colonics, you would see it. So when she said that, she said maybe for 12 years ago she saw it. And that was, in London or something. She also said is it peristylus or when she said she sees only one person a month that's bowels work like that. So she was so excited for me. She said, oh, they're working so well. She was, So she did want to know a lot about the fast. I told her the page name, and you never know.
Yeah. It's today's toxic man. That stuff is very, very impacted, more so than it's ever been. You can wash and wash and wash if you're eating. You're not going to get that stuff out. It's the fast that allows it to start releasing, and everything we're doing to assist. But it's the fast. This is the simplicity, and this is why we really, especially today's man, you gotta wash those bowels as best you can, because once it loosens up, you want it out. You do not want it to start circulating. You know, if you've been around, read people's posts of passing out, smashing their heads, it's always right before a big release.
Yeah.
Because it starts getting to the circulation. It's nothing to do with the fallacy of you're not eating. It's to do with all that toxicity start flowing through the bloodstream again, and whoa, you got to get it out. You got to get it out as quick as you can.
If that exit's plugged up, yeah, it's just going to swish around. That's what I think.
Yeah, it's not fun. I've been through these times, and it's the relief is almost instantaneous when you do these enemas.
Oh yeah, and because I do have a lot of head congestion, my ears crackle, and I can hear that is all starting to break up. But I still, just my eyes just getting just always up here. But when I do enemas, it drains. It's so amazing.
It's energy. Castor oil packs in the back of the cerebellum, hot and cold, ice and heat in the back of the head, castor oil in the ears, keep things open up, ear candles, keep energy moving. It's all about moving energy. That's all we're doing. Acupressure points. There's many, many things. Ground yourself. You got your beds grounded?
No, actually.
There's
a few. I want to do a lot of things.
Yeah. All these little things, they will help. Because we're so far detached from nature. We want to bring back, the touch and feel of nature, even if we're in, modern city or whatever. We need to be connected to the earth.
Yeah. Today, I've got to do that.
There's people that probably many, many years they go without touching the earth with their bare feet.
Yeah. I'm always barefoot. I'm always barefoot in the garden in our house. It's on a slab on the ground. It's not raised. So I do get a lot, but my bed, we used to sleep on the floor, but we recently got to bed. So now we're up. So I need to ground it.
Is your husband on board?
Yes-ish. He's very supportive, but he has his own views. He's very, he grew up, his mum is, and so they're very fine, and she grew up with a lot of, she grew up in poverty in a small village, so she'd always be at him, lost weight, you got to eat, so he has this fear, terrible fear of being skinny, and he is lean. He's a black belt. He's 47. He's very inspiring, like keeping fit and things like that. But he definitely, the eating is an issue. He says I have emotional issues around food, but he does. He has big ones.
Yeah, we all do.
But he doesn't admit, no. So, but he's very good. He's very supportive, but not fully believing that it's all necessary.
Yeah, that's the important part of being supported. We see so many, that are there. They have huge challenges, and they're not going to be around long if they don't make changes, and the family's not supportive. It's a very sad situation for people to be in. And there's nowhere you can really go for these extended times if you have a family and stuff. It's our society doesn't support self-healing pretty much,
Yeah, I felt the difference actually when I lost a lot of weight. He started to get very concerned and less supportive, and I felt the difference of having that support and then not having that support was major.
Yeah.
He was committed, knew I was committed to keep on going as long as it took. But once he saw that, he was, he was trying to be supportive, but I could tell he'd removed himself a little bit.
Yeah, it's because...
the difference was night and day. When he was 100% supportive, the fast was much easier for me.
Yeah, it's because of the ignorance of what's happening. No, they don't understand, and they're living in that fear bubble from what's being told out there. Then there's not the understanding that this is normal. Don't worry about it. Body will put it back.
Yeah, I just kept saying, well, if it was, my mum did say, she saw that I'd gotten very skinny when my eye went crazy, and she came in and she nearly it was like, oh, what's happening? You've lost so much weight. She said, do you know that if you get down to 36 kilos, your organs will shut down? I said, okay, I'm probably about that now. I said, but I'm fine. If my organs were shutting down, I think I'd feel a lot worse than what I do. So, yeah, a lot of fear around the weight.
Yeah, superstitious beliefs.
Mm.
Somebody makes a statement and everybody believes it.
Yeah, except for the good ones. They take a while to believe those ones.
Yeah. Oh boy. It's like the three stages. It's how does it go again? First it's ridicule, then it's violently opposed, and then it's accepted as self-evident, being the truth.
Yeah.
This is how humanity works, and especially with new paradigms, new knowledges that have been there since the beginning of time are revealed. This is the way humanity reacts. It's because the majority of humanity is enslaved through the systems that have been put in place.
Yeah.
And it's just programs running. Nobody's thinking anymore.
And food is, yeah, like you say, food is a big enslavement. The money to buy the work that needs to be done to buy the food, and then just what it takes to prepare the food, the shopping. Yeah, and that was one thing. Before the fast, I despised food. I wasn't enjoying it. Actually, I hardly ate, but I was getting more and more inflamed. And I hated shopping. Oh, I hated cooking. The food just didn't even taste good. And now I got over all that in the fast. And I'm so organized. I'm menu planning for the first time in my life for the family. And I have my shopping list. I do my one day. I don't keep going. I'm so organized, and feel like that I can really see now where I need to go with food. Whereas before I really felt stuck in the trap, like on the, little mouse wheel going round and round and round, no end in sight. But now that I'm more organized, and actually I have another love for food now, I see it can play a little role, that, now I know where I can go with the food. So that was actually a big healing for me, even though we, know that food's not ideal over the long term, but I made peace with the food, actually.
Nice.
And flavor, oh my God. Cucumber tastes so good. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, simple things.
Yeah, definitely. Texture and all of that.
Everything just opens up, all the senses. The smells, the taste, everything just, it's intensified.
Yeah, our ability to receive it seems, just not all clogged up, I guess. In every way, constipated in every way.
Mm-hmm. What are those birds behind you?
I don't know. Actually, that's from IKEA, so they're probably Europe birds, Northern Hemisphere birds. But we have a lot of birds here, cockatoos, and I thought they might have been screeching overhead, but they've been quiet today.
I hear a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of birds around.
Um,
Kookaburras.
what other things have you experienced? Anything that comes up?
I've experienced a lot of things that are simple but profound to me. Like just very small. Actually, the last, because I have a beehive, and I was beekeeping one day before we went camping the last week or the last 2 weeks of the fast, and I had a big rash that had come up on the fast when my eye went crazy and hadn't resolved actually. Anyway, the following day after I'd opened the hive, the bees sometimes remember that you were the one that opened the hive. So you go back in the garden the following day and they might sting, but I hadn't been stung yet. Anyway, this day I got stung right in the third eye, like right where this rash was. It was like, it just came straight for me. Anyway, I put honey straight on and it didn't blow up too much. But the next days when we went camping, it swollen, went into my eyes, all blown up. But within about 4 days, it all went down, and so did the rash. So I figured they knew I needed their medicine in this rash. So that was funny. Yeah, I don't know what else. Just life is just much brighter. I actually have a lot of goals even to learn a lot of things that I didn't have time to do over the fast, like the GANs. I haven't even started to look into. So I'm excited to do that because I homeschool my 2 little boys.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to be doing that this year.
Awesome.
As one of our somethings to learn. Yeah, so I don't know. I just feel more confident on my path as well because we do unschooling. We sort of are very out of everything, and yeah, it's hard, but I feel like with Master Fast, and now I have proven to myself things like I don't need to drink water. These things that were niggling in my mind confirmed. I don't know, I feel like that other things in my life are things that I've been doing, but always you have the niggling thoughts. Am I on the right? Is that really right? I don't know. But now that I'm experiencing more and more and more, I feel like my whole life is making sense, if that makes sense at all. Like I feel like I'm on my path. It's confirmed, no need to go searching everywhere, just down this path, one step at a time. More and more truth will evolve. And I see that I was on the right track before, but not really the trust that was there. The trust wasn't there. So that's it's hard to explain to other people how important that is, but that was really important to me.
Yeah, this is where the support system is a huge help, where others have gone through similar things.
Oh, the testimonials and even people's posts each day. I try and get on each day. I can't always have time to actually post things, but I always try and read at least, the most current post, and it's just so helpful. It's nearly like something that's coming up for me will get answered on that.
Yeah, it happens a lot.
Yeah. Such a great, I don't even follow any others now, any other groups, because I feel like I don't know, I just don't need to. And I find that they're very questioning, but they never get the right answers. And the people who are providing the answers, they're not coming from the space that the people on the Master Fast page are. It's, I don't know, a very amazing community that you've opened up.
Yeah, I see.
Really,
I see a lot of people in the group posting the same questions in others' group. They're just not ready to commit. They just can't let go of their whatever belief system, and that's okay. That's where they're at, and they'll keep searching and going, and it's the next best thing. And I went through all that myself, right? But at the meantime, I kept experimenting and experimenting and experimenting, and some stuff that people were saying wasn't happening. And that's how I almost killed myself, and my friend killed himself because I started believing in that science. The sugar was bad, no matter what it is. Fruit's bad. He's got to get into the fats, and it was
I'm so glad I
real rude awakening. But hey, it was all for a purpose, all for a purpose. And we definitely don't have all the answers, but man, oh man, can we help people?
It's a beautiful group of people.
It's a beautiful. I just even when someone has, I haven't seen it at all. It's very unique. And I've belonged to a lot of groups trying to find the answers too, which we all are parts of different groups. But yeah, the last one that I was following, a juice fasting group, was the last one I ended up unsubscribing from, because I just thought they're asking endless questions and they're giving all these different answers, and no, it's like they're going around in circles.
Yeah. It's good to have structure.
Yeah.
I like this about, of course, our group. It's important to have a structure.
Admins are very active. Yeah.
And like there is a protocol, and these are the tools, and it's all coming from Gina's experiences and also our experiences, so we're also always evolving the protocol as well. But we're keeping it structured still, so we don't want people to go too much outside, because this, this is the protocol, this is the group, what's the group about, it can be very confusing with all these different things. And then our beliefs, my goodness, everybody has a different belief and different levels of faith of your body's ability to heal itself. So it's very easy to get distracted, right? So at least here there's a structure, and, just follow what we have and what we have, Gino's experience and our experiences.
And the certainty that comes from is really what you need when you're ill. Like when I was going through that I really needed that certainty, the certainty from Gino and the other admins, and that it's black and white. You just, you keep going, because if everyone had to come on different, opinions, maybe go to water, maybe, all that, I would have been lost. It would have been terrible. Being stuck in that much pain and not having that certainty coming from the people would have been terrible. I would have felt lost.
Yeah, people actually hurt themselves doing things that we don't support. It's the way it is. People want to believe that they have better understandings for whatever reason. They just don't have the faith of what we're teaching, and they get themselves in trouble, man. It's crazy. We see it all the time, and then they come back to our group to try and resolve it. It's just it's pretty crazy.
We do our best, we're given this challenge for a reason, so we take it. And we're doing amazing already, so we're happy with the results, right?
When I first came to the page, I did think, oh wow, that was really blunt, or gee, that was harsh or something. But then I you know, you can see where it's coming from, that people need that. You know, you can't play around. It's serious, and, you know.
We don't have time to put we don't have time to put a song and dance. We're here to give the correct information to help you empower yourself and take charge. That's all we're here to do. You know, people take it personally, this, that, the other thing. Emotion, there's no emotions on there. It's information for you to help you. That's all it's there. And you can take it however you want. we've shown how sound the system works over and over and over and over, and it keeps working if people follow it.
Yeah.
It's that simple. You know, I've been called all kinds of things.
Well, I think it's amazing. You've done amazing work with this. It's definitely been, like, it sounds really contrived and it's life-changing, but really it is. It's just to go from a few months back being able to not even function, and I couldn't even go into the daylight. My eyes would just stream.
My goodness.
And I was just not at a good place. So then to be, you know, a few short months later, and to be completely energetic, like sleep maybe 7 hours and just be positive, no sick feeling of doubt, you know, a dread in the morning. That was horrible. So really, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, you know, it's months, not weeks, as some people would say. Yeah, a few weeks, you know, get rid of this, that, and the other thing. I haven't seen it.
No.
Years is what I see. Years.
Yeah, that's right. If I can get to this point now, I'm really excited for years. You know, what can happen in years for us.
Yeah, you live it. You live the lifestyle and don't worry about it, because as the time's going on, things start getting better and better. And as you said earlier, which is very interesting, we forget very quickly all the little challenges we had, because once those pains are gone, we don't remember them until we really think back. Oh, wait a minute, I had the pain. That's gone too. Oh, this one's gone. And it's very fun. That's why it's good for people to write down all the challenges they have, and then all their goals, and then so they can. It's just for a reference after they've done it, to see what they've resolved, because things start resolving themselves one by one.
Yeah. And if you still have, like, I've still got a couple of skin things, it's still, well, and then you can get caught up in that. You can get, oh, well, you know, oh, that hasn't healed up. Why hasn't that? But when I looked back at my other list, and it's like, oh, wow, I healed about 30 things.
Exactly.
And this one's ongoing. Okay, you know, I think I'm doing okay.
This is the real challenge. True detoxification, and how long it really takes to bring balance to the emotion, because without that, the physicality ain't going to change. I don't care what you eat, it's not going to change. And that's the biggest challenge for all of us, to bring balance to the emotional body, the spirit. And we need to move that crud out of the way, so the clarity starts coming in, and then we can start working and things start improving. So, you know, physical stuff, no big deal.
They work hand in hand, no? They're together. They're always together.
Yeah.
You start, it's good to clear up and then be open to receive.
We work through the physical to get to the emotional.
Sorry, Kellie, you were saying something. Yeah, just it's hard to operate with that brain fog. So it's, once that physical at least settles down enough, then I see that the emotions can...
Yeah, there's more room to work with them.
Yeah.
Did you have any emotional stuff come through?
Yeah, a lot. I think, yeah, I had an interesting experience the other day at the funeral, because it wasn't really a funeral of a person I was close to at all. But I'm very close to the daughter, so I was there for support. But my eyes, usually when I cry, you know, tears don't really come. They're sort of like my eyes are constipated. That's what I felt
Mm-hmm.
like. But at the funeral this other day, I was actually dry fasting that day, and I was so centered, and my tears just flew like rivers, just rivers and rivers of tears. But it felt so healing. Like, I felt so sad for them, but I felt like I was nearly crying for everybody. It was so odd. It wasn't like a sobbing, messy, you know, tears not coming and blubbering. It was just rivers of tears, and I felt like my eyes are so clear. And then I went out, and I could actually see so well, because my vision's been terrible, absolutely terrible. And but it was so clear and beautiful. It was really beautiful experience seeing this lady's life, and I've never felt like that before. So it was really, I felt like that was a huge emotional release, even though I was back to eating on that point, but still, like you say, in the fast, the post-fast phase. And so I really did, at the end of the fast, start to get really narky with my kids, very irritated, which I'm usually pretty calm. They were getting a bit scared.
Yeah.
But yeah, some other big releases during the 3 weeks when I was pretty much bedridden. My auntie passed away. She was very close to me, but she kept sending me songs, different songs each day that were getting me through that healing with my eye. It was really just songs would pop into my head that were just perfect for what I was thinking. It was really quite strange. And yeah, a lot. And then I went to a kinesiologist who said that that was when the eye had settled down a little bit. And I said that I feel like the eyes, it's something that I don't know what it is. I feel like it's emotional, but I have no idea what actually is emotionally. Do I need to know? I don't know, for it to release. But, you know, can you do whatever? So she traced it back to a time when I was younger. And she really hit the nail on the head, and it really felt like I had a big release in that session as well. And actually, she said that was probably about day 60, I think, 70, maybe 70. And she said, I said, I've got about 3 weeks to go or something. She said, oh, let me check your muscles, do some muscle testing, see how long you should go for. I said, okay. She said, oh, so she tested. She said, oh, you've only got about 3% energy to heal this eye situation at the moment. So we need to release that blockage. So she did that. And then she said, she did the muscle testing. Oh, your muscles say only 10 more days on the fast. I said, oh, that doesn't seem right. I said, oh, well, I'll see at day 10 from then. But anyway, I went to 108. I'm still all right. But yeah, it was interesting. Few emotional things, but not too much. Not too much to deal with, which I'm lucky. I've had a pretty good life. no trauma really as a child or anything.
Yeah,
So,
nothing like a good cry. It just relieves you.
oh, that was an amazing cry, yeah. So I felt like I knew then that this eye, even if I do still get some redness, whatever, a little bit of symptoms, I don't, it's not going to get me down. I know that it's healing for the first time ever since I've had it for 5 years. I know now that the situation is good. It's fine.
Yeah, it's a long time to have that challenge. Long.
Yeah. And probably for years before that, really.
Yeah, it takes a lot of hard work to put ourselves in for the body to have some challenges. It doesn't happen overnight. Like, oh yeah, I just got diagnosed with cancer. Well, what happened to get to that point? Many years of, eating and emotions, and many years, a lot of hard work. It doesn't just show up. Nothing just shows up, unless it's an accident where you break something or whatever. But diseases take many years before they can actually diagnose you with something.
Yeah, and so you think it's an emotional thing first up years before?
Always starts on emotion. How many people have shared things from their childhood that came up through the fast? A lot. And the ones that don't, maybe they just didn't surface yet, but it all starts somewhere. How many people are abused and this and that and the other thing, the experiences they had. It's all starts with emotion. Creation starts with intent and emotion. That's how you're created, through the soul's intent and emotion. And everything we see around us, pick up your phone. How is this created? It's through intent and emotion. Somebody's intent and emotion to manifest that. Paper, or a ruler, computer, car, plane, anything you see in physical and anything that you don't see in physical, which is humans, animals, insects, it's planets, all created through love of intent and emotion. Nothing happens without love. Everything, it's continual. It's creation doesn't stop functioning. It's continuously going. The one guy shared his story about he's in Australia, about one time they were out camping somewhere and there was a crazy storm. And after the storm, there was puddles everywhere. There was no water there before, far away from bodies of water. And there's all fish in them. Where did the fish come from? They were manifested right in front of their eyes.
Gosh.
This is how creation works. It's environment dictates outcome. So if the environment is conducive to create whatever, it's going to be created. There's the story I read about in the Borneo forest where they're discovering new species about every week or something. They were never there before. New species are being created all the time. Right here where I live, this area, when we just moved in, it wasn't long after, there was still a lot of construction happening. There was a huge storm. The next day, there was frogs everywhere, baby frogs. Where do they come from? They were manifested. Believe it or not, this is how it happens. Creation is happening all the time. Conditions are correct, bang, it gets manifested. The answers are always in plain sight. Like, I'll never forget that time with the frogs. It was just everywhere. Cars were running them over. It was thousands and thousands and thousands of frogs all over this area. Like it was.
How can it happen so quick?
Exactly.
No tadpoles, so.
Overnight from that storm, you didn't see any frogs before. Bang, they were all there. Where were they hiding? No. They got manifested instantaneously. Which came first, the chicken or the egg?
Yeah.
Same thing. All the animals, same thing. This is the way creation works. Virgin births, you think they didn't happen? Same thing could happen. Intent and emotion, everything happens through that, through the soul. It's the soul's intent and emotion. So that's why we're here, for a certain experience that we want our soul to have in this three-dimension phase. And we're we're all responsible for everything that happens on this planet. Everything. All the killing, murdering, raping, each and every one of us is responsible for it. And we are the only ones who can change it, because we are all part of the one. We can't be separate. Impossibility to separate. On the physical plane, we see certain things and we don't like and so on. But at the soul level, all creation, all living beings are equal. All living beings. Doesn't matter what it is. Insect, animal, plant, human, all equal in the eyes of creation. And this is a challenge for people to see. Big challenge. That plant has the same level of consciousness as a bug, as a human, as an animal. It's all the same. And, as we're moving into the era of light, I can foresee there's not going to be any reason for humanity to eat any physical foods anymore. That'll be outdated. It's because it's unnecessary. We need energy, not food. And we're continuously interchanging energy at every level. We're doing it all the time. Nobody eats 24 hours a day. Keep asking, where does the energy that come from that to digest your food? It doesn't come from the food.
No, I see that now that I've started eating again.
Exactly.
So tiring.
Exactly.
Actually, after eating.
Because you're eating for all these years, your body has to get used to taking in all these energies to keep it going. And once you let it all go, the body doesn't need that much energy. So it's subtle energies and everything's wonderful. Then we put food back in. Then you have to raise up that energy level again to process all that food. It's very simple, but it's a challenge for people to understand or believe it or whatever. And it's okay, whatever. It'll happen when it happens, slowly but surely. The shift is happening for us to move in the era of light. The golden age, the Aquarian age, or whatever age you want to call it. We're moving in that direction. The information that's coming now is more than it's ever been. Information's everywhere, right?
Oh, it's just exponential growth in that area.
Yeah. But the biggest downloads are when you do your fast, your long fast.
Yeah. More inspiration.
Yeah. So, Anybody got any questions, or it's already, we're at 2 hour mark. Time flies when we're having fun.
Yes.
What time is it down under?
1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
It's a nice day, actually.
You guys are moving into fall, winter?
Yeah, just turned autumn. We call it autumn. Yeah.
Autumn, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a hot summer, hot and dry, some 40-degree days. But this is my favourite season here. It's really nice here. So if you come, Victoria, come in autumn. It's perfect.
Yeah, the autumn's beautiful in this area. The colors of the trees and stuff, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very still weather.
Yeah, seasons are nice. Just we get too long of winters.
Yeah, and snow, but that's nice. We get snow just about an hour away up in the hills, but it gets only to about 10 degrees.
Right.
We don't get minus very often.
Nice. All right, Kellie. We thank you so much for sharing and inspiring others. People that come in with an eye issue, they watch, oh man, maybe I can do that. instead of looking at, which is a challenge, it doesn't matter what it is. Your body can find the way to fix it. This is the experience of it. It doesn't matter. It's your eye, it's your knee, it's your back, it's your head, it's your ear. It doesn't matter. You can only work on the whole body at once. You can't work on one thing.
Yeah, and I noticed that it's all in its own time. Like I thought I wanted to heal the eye, but something else was healing instead. And
the body's going to go, yeah, the body's going to do it on its time. It knows what to do, not on your time. We can only assist and embrace and use the tools for support. It's that simple. I don't know how much more simple we can make it. You know, it's all about subtraction, not adding anything. And people always go back, oh, maybe something, this is missing and that's missing. It's so ingrained in us.
Oh, that nutrition thing too. Yeah.
We need. No. Start giving and watch what happens. Watch the magic happen when we start giving. What do we do in a master fast? We're continuously sharing and giving freely. And all the wonderful, amazing souls who help support us, either through purchasing the herbs or whatever on our links that we have on our site, or sending gifts. You know, we truly appreciate and bless everybody to the bottom of our hearts. But most people are not in that position. Giving, sharing, inspiring each other. That's another form of giving. This is all giving. And that's where the trigger of healing starts. It doesn't start before that. You have to start, we don't have to, but we just learn to love giving. Yeah. The more we give, the more the magic starts happening. You just keep giving and giving and giving. And, you know, like I said a few times, we will allow people to take and take and take until they're almost drowning, that they're forced to give to keep themselves from drowning. That's the reality of what's happening in our society. Just look around how much people have been taking from Mother Earth. And what does Mother Earth do? It keeps giving. It keeps giving and giving. And they keep taking even more. And it comes to a point where, well, Mother Earth says, okay, I need to restructure, big tornado, big earthquake, and I need to help myself. Oh, why is this happening? Duh. It's the magic happens in giving. Creation doesn't happen without the giving. Love. Through the love, we have to give. And through 2 comes 3. 1 + 1 = 3, right? In biology, man and woman, you get 3. Even my math's wrong. 9 is divine. That's all we need to know. Work with the number 9.
Yeah, love the number 9.
So thank you again. And I guess we'll call it a close. You know, we can keep going forever. I have more fun interacting with people live than I do on the page.
Yeah.
You have the sense of the emotions with people on the page. It's just exchanging straight information to help and support the people, you know. But when we're interacting, we get to know each other better and stuff. It's much nicer. This is why we invite you know, people to come. But it's crazy with all the different hours around the globe. But hey, this is pretty much the free time I have, you know, and a little bit I'm going to do on Wednesdays with Facebook. But there's no interacting on Facebook. It's one way. Everybody else.
Oh, yeah. Well, this was a good time for me, 1 p.m. It's all good.
Yeah. It works for you guys down under.
Yeah.
So thank you again. Stay focused, Kellie. Really, really stay focused.
Yeah.
Now you're seeing, especially you introduced greens a little too early, how much more energy they take than fruit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, enjoy what you're eating, and, you know, eat until you're satisfied, but fully enjoy it, embrace it. Even we overdo it a few times, but just be focused and don't go off your track too much. Stay within that focus, and everything is going to be happy. Start planning. You know, you're already doing great. You know, staying where you're at, you can stay on that for a long time. You only eat 2 days a week. It's beautiful. You don't need to eat every day.
Yeah, Kellie, you're doing amazing. Doing really, really well.
Yeah. Thanks, Ron.
It's not easy to break a long fast, and you did really well. I mean, yes, of course, here and there we do a few mistakes, but it's you did a great job. They're amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I find if I'm sticking to the framework that you guys have set, I've at least got that safety net.
Yeah. We've never fallen off until we quit.
Yeah.
As long as we keep focused, we're always on. We're always on. We have stumbling blocks here, whatever. We're always on. We keep going. We keep going. We keep going. Quitting, it's over. You're done.
Yeah.
Oh, the system doesn't work. They're off somewhere else. Doesn't work. Never worked for that person because they're not on anymore.
You make it work for you.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
And, you know,
commit again.
We structure it to make it work for ourselves and many different options. It's infinite to what you can do with all the structures we put in place. Just keep it going. And all is be well. Everything will balance out over time. So let's call it a close. And we'll see you on the board, I guess.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Okay,
bye-bye.
Good day, good afternoon, wherever you are, and enjoy. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.